Hi guys, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. It is Sat Chat time. I don't know what day it is. I'd love to tell you what day. I don't know. It's Saturday. Actually, I'm filming this Friday, little afternoon. I'm going to be going out to lunch pretty soon with Mr. Frugal. We got a meeting in town, so we're going to go have some lunch first. And we thought about going to lunch or going hiking, but it's raining now, so we're going to go to lunch. And my Sat Chat makeup doesn't go to waste, so that's always a bonus because I wear makeup literally one day a week, and it's for you, my friends. What else? This has been a pretty busy week. On Monday, I went kayaking with one of my friends, and we put in at this the other end of this pond where we kayaked the last time. It was actually the stream that connects with the pond that we kayaked on, and it was really neat to see it kind of from the other side. We saw the heron, we saw tons of redwood blackbirds, heard some frogs, didn't see any, lots of fish kind of jumping and all that stuff. It was nice. It was beautiful weather, and then we actually thought that it would be a fantastic idea to go to the taco stand for lunch, and that was great. And then we went swimming afterwards, and the wind was so bad that it was like being in the ocean. It was crazy, but it was a really nice day. I got a little bit of a sunburn though. Apparently, I don't know if you can see that. It doesn't hurt. I think, well, maybe it wasn't quite a burn, but almost. I don't think I must have, when I put my sunscreen on, missed a whole swath because there's this band where I got a sunburn. But it's so nice to be out in the sun and enjoying the good weather, and I've really been trying to do that this summer, and I really encourage you, take your joy when you can get it. If you find yourself a little extra time and it's a beautiful day, go outside, just soak it in, enjoy it. Find yourself a little extra time and you got some art supplies sitting on your table, take that time, enjoy it. Just try to grab those little scraps of time, and grab those scraps of joy when you can, because it adds up and it really adds a lot of good quality of life to your existence, I think. And summer, I love summer. It's my favorite season. June, July, August, September, my favorite months out of the year. It's just, I just love this type of weather. I was listening to because I signed up for Amazon Prime. There was a free trial, and I was ordering something. I'm like, oh, get it in 2 days with Amazon Prime. I'm like, okay, I'll join. And it wasn't any quicker. The shipping was still as late as it would have been anyway, but it was a free trial, so I figured, oh, what the heck. So then I could watch the Amazon shows, and there was a stand-up special from Jim Gaffigan, and he was actually talking about coming up to Bangor, Maine. He was talking about some places you go, and the first thing they would say to you is, you gotta come back in the summer. Wait till summer, you gotta come back in the summer. So I kind of want to come up here in the first place, but he was talking about Bangor, Maine, and I had to laugh because, oh yes, that's so true. Whenever I see anybody in the winter, I'm like, you got to come back in the summer. Don't judge us on this weather. You got to come back in the summer. Oh, but it was so funny. So because I was a Prime member with the free trial, and it didn't get my stuff shipped any faster. I thought that was the whole thing with Prime. That's the only reason I would even join, would be for the 2-day shipping. But anyway, I saw that Prime Day was coming up, and I didn't know of any of the things that were going to be on sale ahead of time, except for my contact at Paul Rubens told me they were putting a bunch of their stuff on sale, and I think my contact from Ohuhu told me also they were going to have some really good sales, and they did. But other than that, Amazon doesn't tell anybody, even if you're an affiliate, they don't tell you what's going to be on sale. They might for some things, but you're forbidden to say anything early about that anyway. But it was nothing in arts and crafts anyway. So I did kind of scope things out and add a bunch of deals into my Amazon influencer page. The bad thing about that was, though, it had me looking for all these things, and I kept finding, when you look for things, you find them, as the old saying goes. And so my first box of the Amazon shenanigans came today, and I ordered some stuff for review. I ordered some things that you guys have asked me about, and I was just kind of waiting for good deals on them, because it's don't get me wrong, I love budget pencils. I love finding those gems, but I do not want to spend a lot of money on pencils that I may only use a few times because I'm doing them for a review. I want to, I still want to get good stuff. I don't want to buy junk. So there was a set of pencils that I have been asked to review for over a couple of years, and I've been very curious about them myself because I've seen some reviews on them, and I just thought they're the Schrichter Farben colored pencils. So the set of 96 was $17 off or something. So I grabbed a set, and I think I paid around $30, and now they're up to $47. Maybe it was Yeah, I think that's what it was. So I've been excited to try those. I think they might be very similar to the Cezanne pencils that I also really like. So, you know, wait, it'll be a while. I'm working on a Pro Color review right now, so it's going to be a while. Color pencil reviews take me a while because it takes a while to do the artwork. But last year I had reviewed the Phoenix set of 12 watercolors, and I like the paints. I think they're Cotmans. Honestly, I think they make the Cotman paints. I can't say that definitively because I don't want to get sued, but I think that's the case. But I can't say with 100% accuracy and all that. But I was like, oh, it's too bad they picked this color, and this color. There are a few colors in there. I was like, geez, for a 12 color set, those aren't the colors I would go with. And I automatically regretted not buying a larger set, which would have given me better color mixing options. And especially since I did like the quality of the paints, I just didn't like the selection in that 12 color set. And then I saw they had a 48 set, but it was I think it was around $40. And I was like, do I want to buy another set of student grade watercolor paints? So I cheaped out about the $16, you know, set of 12. And so I kind of had the 48 set in a waiting list, just kind of, not waiting list, on my save for later list, so I can just kind of check on it once in a while in case the price drops. And so I ended up getting this for like $24 or $26. I can't remember. It was there was like a 20% off coupon plus it was on sale. So so pretty inexpensive. I know the quality of this. I'll probably do like an update on these. I already reviewed this line of paints, but the thing that was really interesting about this is the Cotman line has only 40 colors and this is 48. So when you look at like their list of colors, all of the colors will have light fast ratings except for 8, and I think it's because Winsor & Newton paid for the light fast testing on the colors that they have made for them. This is all speculation. I don't want to get sued. And then the other ones that did not have the light fast testing paid for are the ones that have no light fast ratings, but they all have pigment information, so I like that. And this is something that I don't think it was necessarily a prime deal, but I was very excited about it because they're a synthetic Sumi-E type of brush. And they're a water brush. They're like a water-filled brush, and I think that's really amazing. They're water brushes, but they're like the Chinese calligraphy brushes. So I'm very excited to try those. They were very affordable. I think it's a set of 6 brushes, and it was around $10. So I thought, what the heck? I'm gonna give those a try. So yeah, I did go a little crazy. I did order a few other things too, but they were things that had been requested for review, and some things I just was running low on and I wanted to stock up on. But yeah, that was dangerous. If I hadn't have joined the free trial, there was a lot of shopping I wouldn't have done. But I don't regret any of the things I ordered, and I'm looking forward to trying them out, especially since they were things that were requested by you guys to review. And if I can buy it at a deal and then show you what it's like and potentially save you some money, or, you know, maybe it'll help you investigate the right thing for you to choose when you're shopping for a certain supply, I'm happy to do it. It's good. So let's see, what else did I do this week? Oh, this week, so yesterday, so I did some new stuff, actually, some things I've never done before. I always love to learn, always learning. And Jackson, my son Jackson, his girlfriend's parents built a pizza oven, an outdoor wood-fired pizza oven. How cool is that? And so I saw they were building that, and I'm like, when you have it ready to go, let me know, I'll bring some dough over. So it was ready to go. They actually asked me if I would make some dough for their, for a party on Saturday for Allie's graduation. Allie and Jackson graduated this year. And so we did a test run last night. Oh my word, was that delicious pizza dough. Oh my gosh, such delicious pizza. And it was good. It was funny because, you know, you put the pizza peel in there and we're like, oh no, how do we get the pizza off the pizza peel so we can cook it? And I'm like, yank it back real quick like a magician, and the toppings all flew off the pizza. It was so funny. Then it's like, we need a spatula or something because it's so hot. Like the oven's like 1,000 degrees or something. It's like wicked hot. And so you can't like reach in there and like shove the pizza off the pizza peel. So it was just kind of fun because I made a double batch, and I used a special flour, which I'd never used before, called 00 flour, and the dough was so strong and stretchy. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And something else I did before is I borrowed Kim's KitchenAid. I'd never used a KitchenAid before, but I'm thinking, man, if we're going to make 40 batches of dough, it would really be a time saver to have something with that could knead the dough. And I'd never used one before. Very intuitive. Oh my word, I've been making bread like an Amish person for my entire life. That was so quick and easy. You just set that sucker on to knead, you go walk away, get your next batch. It's crazy. It does such a good job. That dough is so supple and stretchy and elastic. It was amazing. I can't believe it. It was like, holy cow, how have I've been making bread like an Amish person my entire life. No offense to Amish people. Not like they're watching this video. They're too busy making bread, obviously. But I was like, man, that is a game changer. And speaking of game changers, I've got to get some of that flour because I couldn't believe, it must have more gluten in it because it is so stretchy and so has such good form to it. If I had that for sourdough, that would have been amazing, I think. So that's on my list of something to get. And what else? Oh, I learned about something else. I learned about the blow up paddle boards because I have a traditional paddle board, which is like really heavy. It's like 50 pounds. And that's a lot. That's a lot to carry. I gotta back up the truck and throw it in the truck, back up the truck to the boat launch, yank it out, and then like lay it down, like lean it up against a tree so I don't damage the fins, and then drive the truck to park it, and then come back and put the paddleboard in the water. Which is fine. However, they make blow-up ones that you can put, they go in like this backpack that even like my son's 90-pound girlfriend or 100-pound girlfriend can throw on her back and carry. I'm like, man, why? And it was cheaper than my paddleboard. It's like, man, I wish I knew about that. That would be a game changer. I could keep that in the back of any of our vehicles. I wouldn't have to bring the truck if I just want to go paddleboarding. So I'm learning about all this technology that I never knew existed. If only I knew about that on Prime Day, maybe there was a deal. I don't know. But that's some new interesting things that I've learned this week. And something else exciting in my neighborhood this week is we have brand new hot top on our roads. So prime rollerblading weather, prime rollerblading conditions. I told that to my son and he's like, that is a phrase I don't think anyone has ever uttered. I'm like, I'm sure they have. I'm sure anywhere there's been new hot top on a road near a rollerblader, that phrase has been uttered. So I'm very excited for that. I do have a neighbor that has rollerblades too. So last time they hot topped the cul-de-sac that my friend lives on, we rollerbladed on that. That was a few years ago. So now we've got another good few weeks of prime rollerblading conditions before, you know, the road gets all, you know, worn and dirty and stuff, but that's exciting. That's exciting. I walked the dog this morning and they just put the second layer of hot top on my side of the road. So when we were walking back, I kind of touched the road to see if it would be okay to let the dog walk on, but it felt kind of warm and sticky, so I didn't want her walking on that. And she wouldn't stay on the grass, so I had to walk around the opposite side of the road, so I'm glad we didn't get hit. But I think they had actually blocked off the road to non-local traffic, so I don't think people were driving up and down the road because it was like crazy quiet out there this morning. But that was that's exciting and that's new. And I got a tick on me today, which I was not happy about, and it was exciting though because I started screaming when I saw it. My dog tucked her tail and ran off like she didn't even try to save me. But that was gross. Ticks. I can't stand ticks. But yeah, that's been my day. How's yours? I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good week. We've had some really nice weather. I love the summer. We had some really like dry, crisp summer days, which are actually a little on the cool side, like lower 70s. I prefer the weather in the 80s, honestly, but those like kind of crisp 70 degrees are perfect rollerblading days. So if we get the nice cool crisp weather and the nice hot top on the road, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great for rollerblading, skateboarding. I wouldn't roller skate on it though, because the nice thing about rollerblades is those thin wheels will kind of push any pebbles out of the way, because you will still see those little pebbles even on a freshly hot topped road. So I'm excited for that. Oh, artwork. Did you come here to talk about some art? Sorry, this is Sat Chat. The video with all the cards, that is up on my channel, and several people said they didn't get notified. They went out of their way to tell me, I can't believe this video's up, I didn't even get notified. So that is up on my channel. It was posted Tuesday, I believe, and YouTube did that crazy weird thing. I premiered it. YouTube did that weird thing where it was freezing like the last, because it was over an hour long video, it was like an hour and 37 minutes, and YouTube kept freezing the video, and at like the last like 15 minutes of it, it would freeze. Occasionally the audio would play through, but then towards the end it was like just you're watching still photos basically is what it looks like. And then like 2 hours after it was live, it worked itself out, and I could see that before I scheduled the premiere it was doing that. But every video that I've put up that's been over an hour long has done that in like the last 6 months. So it's a YouTube glitch. They refuse to acknowledge that there's a problem, but it is. But if you ever see that on a video, if you wait a couple hours and you come back, I think it's like got to accumulate some watch time for YouTube to bother processing the rest of it. I don't get it. I don't know, because I could do a live stream and it would just, you know, be fine. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal with that is, but it's up, it's playing great. Lots of ideas, lots of techniques. It was a lot of fun to actually do that batch of cards. They're already in my armoire. I need to package them up, but so I don't have them like within reach to show you. But you'll have to go see the video. I think they're pretty cute. And I did post on my blog still shots of all the cards. So if you want to look at them, just look at still shots and kind of look in your stash and see what you have that would be similar. That would work, because let me tell you, a lot of the things I was using were leftovers, and you can't necessarily buy the dyes or the specific papers and things like that I used. And I used up a lot of my old backgrounds. Like, remember last year during the beginning of the pandemic when we made all of those scrap paper backgrounds? I used up a bunch of those. I'm actually down to only one bin, one of those little 4x4 bins of scrap paper backgrounds, which it feels great. It feels great to actually do something with your scraps, organize them in a way where you actually use them. And I have this little cart. It's one of those like the Raskog carts. I got mine at Consumer Crafts before they went out of business, but it's great because I have my envelopes in there, I have wax seals, I have any new stamp sets or new little mini pads of paper that I want to use. I've got card bases that I've already cut down, and when I get low on the card bases, I go back into the storage area, I cut down a bunch of new ones and put them in there, so my stuff is getting used. If I need a color of cardstock just to do a little die cut, I can grab it from there because I trimmed down all my scraps to uniform sizes. And then anything big that was smaller than like a 3x4, I collaged into the serendipity background. So it worked out really well to like just organize and use all my scraps. But then if I need to cut down a larger piece of cardstock for something, then I automatically just trim down the scraps into like a 3x4 or a 4x5 1/4, so it'll be a layering panel. Or if it's like a long skinny scrap, I have a bin next to my die cutter. I throw it in there, and then I can die cut like banners or words or small die cuts out of, just so like that will just constantly be used, or I'll stamp sentiments on it, so it constantly is in rotation, and I'm not having like, you know, tiny little scraps just lingering and going to waste. So that was one of the pandemic things that I did that has really worked out well as far as making cards, because I definitely get in ruts where it's like, I don't feel like making any cards, and then all of a sudden I want to make like a batch of 20, and that really helps me. And also keeping my scraps together in these little, you could just save them. You could save, like, anytime you get something that comes in a clear baggie, like a cellophane baggie, you could save those baggies. But a couple of years ago, I bought a package of, and I haven't seen this set that I bought. I tried to find it in my old orders on Amazon, but I couldn't find it. They were just CD envelopes, like the kind of clear plastic envelopes you would slide like a CD, like if you backed up a bunch of your CDs on something, a bunch of photos or whatever, those little CDs. They were just storage envelopes for like CDs and DVDs, and they were very cheap. I think I got I'm thinking it was like a pack of 500 or something. It was crazy, and it was very inexpensive. And I would use them to store, you know, smaller dies and stamp sets and things like that. But what they've been really good for storing is my scraps. So when I make a batch of cards, I always stamp extra, so I don't have to stop and restamp or die cut. So I always have extras, so I have options while I'm working. And so I'll take all of the extra, like vines I die cut, throw them in a pocket, throw all the extra, you know, for projects left over from a card, I'll put it in a pocket. Sometimes I give those away, like to a friend, if they're like, oh, I really love those cards you made. And it's like, well, have I got a deal for you? Here's all the leftovers. You can make a few more cards with it. Because you kind of peter out on a project after it's like, oh, I made 10 cards. I really don't feel like making 10 more. And you can give the scraps to somebody else who might want to make those. And it works out really well. And then I got one of those crates from the Dollar Tree. Those are perfect for standing those up, so I can just like flip through. And I had purchased one of a couple collage packs from like the Tim Holtz, I think, Ideology range, where there's a bunch of like cardstock die cuts. And I got the one, it was, I can't remember what it was called, but it was like people and black and white people die cuts. And so I divided them up by boys and girls, couples, let's see, maybe I think I did kids, men, women, and then like couples or something like that. So that when I need a die cut for a particular project, I can look, do I need a die cut of a child? Do I want a die cut of a man or a woman? It just makes it easier. If I'm doing an anniversary card, I would look in the couples, and I would try to find something that would be representative of the person I'm making the card for. And that it can make things go from overwhelming and chaotic to, hey, I can use this because I can find it quickly, get what I want, and put it on a card. And for me, because I don't make cards every single day, making the process easier, it makes me do it. And if it was like a big mess, then I'm like, it'd be overwhelming and I wouldn't want to even attempt it. So card to cart is probably my tip for you today. Critique Club. We got a new project up right now in Critique Club. It is this right here, this painting. It's probably getting way too, you know what, let me just turn this light down here. That would be better. So I had a couple requests for animals and I had a request for a tabby cat. So I did this and then I'm like, I was boring. So I put the bottle and the pumpkin in and then I'm like, I should have made that bottle bigger. I was thinking a little mini pumpkin like on a windowsill type, like on a railing. But then I'm like, I should have made that bottle bigger because now it looks like I have this gigantic cat. But so that's there. That's just gone up and I'll have a time lapse of that for Sketchbook Sunday. And then there's a couple other things I did this week. I will have, this video is up. This is a watercolor, oh gosh. This is watercolor with like a ink brush, a Pentel ink filled pen. And then this was just playing with the Star Joy pencils, which I purchased they were on sale for $20 with like a coupon or something. This was before Prime Day. And I'm like, I've been curious about them for a couple months. So I decided to grab them, the set of 72. And that was just the first piece that I did with that. So I'm actually developing a couple of reviews of the Procolor. I'm actually working on Procolor right now, inspired by all the pizza making. I've got it taped down to my work surface, but I'll pull up the tape to show you. Here we go. So I've started these, I've got these tomatoes here. I'm thinking I'm going to do like maybe some basil and onion slices and maybe a bottle of olive oil or maybe just like half of a pizza or something. So that's what I'm working on. This is sanded paper. And I had recently realized that the sanded paper may not be as acid-free as they claim. So I'm like, well, there's no point saving that for, you know, my best if it's, you know, might as well just use it up and play with it if it's perhaps not acid-free. Something I saw on Lisa over Lacquery Fine Art did a video the other day, and she had done some acid testing on some papers, and she had tested the back and it went yellow, like the pen. I've got one of these right here actually. So I took my pen out, my acid tester, my pH tester. It's this right here. I think it's by American Crafts. Yeah, made by American Crafts. I've had it for a long time. It still has plenty of ink in it. And if you color it on paper, if it stays purple, if it goes purple or blue, then it's fine. It's not acidic. If it goes gray or yellow, gray is kind of like it's getting towards acidification, and yellow, it's acidic. And the back was gray and the front was, it was kind of like a grayish blue. It wasn't that bright purple like I expect to see on art paper. So that was kind of a bummer. And then I tested some sandpaper and it was the same, like just like 3M sandpaper from the hardware store. So I was like, oh man, I've been overpaying for sandpaper. But that's, you know, I can't say that with certainty. I'm just saying going by what this pen showed. So it's not that I really do a lot of solely color pencil work. I tend to use it in mixed media, but for these Procolor pencils, they definitely worked a lot better on the sanded paper, and they were fast. Like those tomatoes, the red one took like 20 minutes and the yellow one was like 13 minutes, so it was very fast. And Procolor is definitely more for reproduction work, not for like fine art applications where you're going to hang it in like direct light or anything. So that might be a good combination for those, since, you know, you may not be able to trust the acid-free claims, and it might not be. And you know, Procolors are not designed to be a light, fast pencil. They're designed more for reproduction. So that might be a good combination for those two. So yeah, that's what I've been working on this week. I hope you've been having a nice week. Yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy this beautiful weather while we have it, but I've also been fairly productive, which I feel good about, because sometimes a week goes by and it's like, what did I even do? Oh, I should probably look at my list and see if there's anything I've forgotten to talk about. Let's see. Oh, yes. I was on Facebook on the live show, actually I think it's called Lindsay's Frugalites page. Joe Maskey moderates this Facebook group for fans of the channel here, and some people had asked about like if I had done a video where I compared watercolor papers, which I haven't because it's very hard to make that visually interesting and also concise. So it would be a long, boring video of white paper, you know? So then I thought, that maybe a blog post would be good, because then I could list like I could kind of categorize my papers that I recommend by like price and what their special features are, and I could just kind of put it in kind of like a spreadsheet or a list formula, and that might be helpful. That way, if you're watching from America, or you're watching from Canada, or you're watching from Europe or Australia or India, or wherever, you can get a good feel of what would be comparable papers if, say, you have access to Fabriano, but you don't have access to Arches, or you have access to B paper, but you don't have access to Hahnemühle, or vice versa. You could find comparable papers that behave very similarly. So if, like, you can't get Arches, try Cezanne, Hahnemühle Cezanne paper. If you can't get Fabriano, try Canson Heritage. You know what I mean? There'd be kind of maybe comparable recommendations, kind of, I don't know, some way to organize it so it wouldn't be a 4-hour long video and it would be very easy to digest. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments below, because if there are people interested, then I could do a blog post. I could do a blog post quicker than a video for that particular topic. Of course, I haven't tried every paper in the world. There are a lot of papers that we don't have access to here, but you know, if enough people review different things on different channels in different countries, then I think we can kind of piecemeal things together. One paper I really want to try that that isn't sold in America is the Milford watercolor paper, because I like a heavily sized paper, and I hear that's probably the heaviest sized paper out there. I could order from Jackson's, but I would want to get a big quantity to make it worth ordering from overseas, and then, you know, it's a lot to spend if you're not sure if you're going to like the paper. I think I just need to keep my eyes open. It's been sold before on Amazon in like quarter sheet packs, but I haven't seen it recently. So that's one thing I would like to try at one point. I think it's supposed to be just like the old Whatman paper, which I've seen artists rave about. And that went out of, I think that mill went out of business in like the 70s. So, and it must have held up because some people still have old Whatman paper that they've been like kind of hoarding and using. But yeah, that would be really interesting. I'd be really curious to try that paper. But I've tried a lot, and hopefully I can put something together. Although a lot of the paper I bought a long time ago, I would stock up when the prices were really good. So hopefully they haven't changed formulas, because then that could make the whole process moot, you know. That's why I'm like leery to review my older pencils, my older artist quality pencils like Polychromos and things like that, because I'm like, what if they've changed and my review was not accurate, if, you know, if they've changed formulas. I wouldn't expect the higher end art supplies to change, but you never know. It's possible. Well, that about does it. I think my camera's about shut off. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up before you go. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye.